I interrupt this program for, anyone? The Sales Prevention Department. I could never, ever kick off a Renegade event without an episode of the Sales Prevention Department. Now I have to take a seat for this because it's so disappointing to me to watch this. I've shared with you in the beginning of the year, we talked about, who did we talk about last month? Last month we talked about that nutritional product, if you remember. We send the videos out. This becomes part of a podcast. This becomes part of my YouTube channel. But I still am amazed every single day I do business with local businesses or online businesses, how many of them are actually either preventing the sale on the way in or preventing the daylights out of future sales from happening. Anybody ever feel like the buying process today with some of the businesses you patronize are just, it's frustrating, right? How many of you, you're laughing in the front, how many of you had just a frustrating, it's like, Charles, it's like weekly at this point, isn't it? It's almost like you have to say, is it worth going out today to go to the restaurant, go to the hair salon, go to the gym, to experience the breakdown in salesmanship that happens today? And this doesn't have to be aggressive salesmanship. It just needs to be people caring and having enough belief in what it is that they do that they continue to give you a great experience and hopefully offer you products and services that will help you, that will be of great value to you. So today, it brings me great pain that I have to do this, but the victim today is the good old United Way. And I hate to have to do this because this is a charity. And it's a charity that I donate to. And the reason that I know what's about to happen here is because unless I donated to the charity, I wouldn't have known about their sales prevention department. So here we go. The United Way is a phenomenal organization. The NFL does a lot of work with the United Way. I give money to the United Way every single month. And I recently, in 2015, started donating to the United Way. And I want to ask you, after I made a couple donations to the United Way starting in 2015, I want to ask all of you, what do you think happened after my donations?
Nothing. Thank you email. Every month. A letter. Postcard.
Thank you email. A letter. A magnet for my refrigerator. These are phenomenal ideas. I donated online. Look, bumper sticker on the car. I have two right on the car right now, right? What else? What else happened to me when I donated to this wonderful organization? Well, the answer is nothing. And I think you knew that that was sort of a trick question. But how could this be? How could the United Way, one of the most established charitable organizations in the country, not do anything to me after I donated money to the United Way? Now, here's the difference with charities. Charities don't have products and services. They have causes, right? So it's very difficult because these are like invisible investments that we make. At least when we buy a product and service, something exchanges hands. So it's really tricky for charitable organizations who live, and oftentimes they live in the nonprofit space, but for them to take money and do absolutely nothing with that customer information after they take money is mind-boggling to me. So the truth of the matter is I gave a donation and I sat back and waited and waited and waited. Alex, I didn't even get a thank you email. In fact, all I got, you'll laugh, was an email with a receipt and just the number that I donated. It might have said thank you. Big stretch. Might have said thank you. So I got an email with a receipt to the donation. Now what could have happened? And this is really what I want to talk about today. What could have happened? Certainly I could have got an email acknowledging the greatness that I just did by contributing. Okay. Didn't even get that. Email's free. Isn't that easy to do today? Anybody can do an email. How about a direct mail package? There's a couple charities that I donate to. I get a direct mail piece every week. I mean, they are big direct mail houses. United Way, nothing. Didn't get a direct mail piece. Didn't get a phone call. There is a technology out there called the telephone. It works phenomenal. There's numbers on it. You dial, I think, 9, and then a person picks up on the other end. Have you guys heard about this technology before? It's a telephone. It works unbelievable today. It's been working for 80 years, 90 years, 100 years or so. No telephone call, no email, no direct mail piece. How will I donate to them again? I think I probably will because I like what they stand for. But could they raise my value as a donor a lot more if they created a better experience for me as a donor? Yes or no? Yes or no? So now there's other, now this is the tricky part when it comes to making a charitable organization my victim today, is again, they have an invisible product. So they have a lot more that they need to do because I'm not consuming a product that I may like. If you have a great product, sometimes that will offset your sloppy follow-up. But they don't have a product. They have a cause, right? So nothing at all. Still, it's been 4 weeks since my last donation, and that's it. Now, you guys that are running businesses where you're delivering products and services, I know that you're doing email, direct mail, phone calls, live events like this. I'm just blown away that nothing happened at all. I'm blown away. Now, I do want to highlight 2 companies that actually did something pretty impressive. Now that I've probably going to get some nasty phone calls from the United Way next week, right? A phone call, maybe, that I did this because this goes online and goes viral. But there's 2 companies that I did get some impressive activity from. I want to share not only the bad but the good as well. So I went to get a haircut at a new place because I just moved. And do you know what they did at the end of my haircut?
Ask your email.
They asked for my email address. It was I almost fell off the chair, right? I think he hacked. When I was so surprised that I think he put a divot in my head, right? But he asked for my email address after the haircut. Now, that's a great first step, but does anybody know what happened after he asked for my email?
You didn't get an email.
I didn't get any emails. So they were down the path of at least doing some sort of follow-up. Now, what could they have done, right? So they did a good job asking. They had me write it down on a piece of paper. My hand was shaking as I'm writing down my email. Like, this is just an amazing marketing breakthrough right now happening at the hair salon, right? So I wrote it down, and well, what could I have gotten? I could have gotten an email with, come in the next 30 days and get 20% off. Great idea, right? Refer us 2 friends, your next haircut's free. See where I'm going with this? All this does is it spurs activity. Now, another good one, I'm looking at martial arts schools for my son, who's 4, and I called the Taekwondo school, and they put me through a little bit of a screening process on the phone. They asked me a couple questions, which I thought was cool. How old's your son? Here are the costs. What's the time frame? I said, I'll probably come in and check out a class next week. Can we have your phone number? She said. I said, okay. I gave her my cell phone. A week later, I got a phone call. She just wanted to follow up with me and see if I had made a decision on a Taekwondo school yet. That's a big step today. I can't believe I'm even saying this, but that's a massive step today that somebody had the initiative to pick the telephone up and call me the next week and see if I had made a decision yet. Now, do you think anything happened from there? Absolutely not. But these are little baby steps that at least some businesses are taking, but they're still dropping the ball and preventing future sales. Now, what could they have done? Anyone? When they called me on the phone a week later, they could have said, if you come in for an appointment, we'll give you a free class, a free week. Let's say gyms do this a lot. We'll give you a free week if you come in between now and let's say X date. And then if you decide to get started, since you're a new student, we'll give you 10% off that initial initiation. Now, would that have been enough attention getting information on my voicemail to get me in? Versus, hey, we just wanted to see if you made a decision yet. So again, they're going down the right path. They're making some good first steps, but they're still dropping the ball. And at the end of the day, they're preventing sales. Okay, so the question is, are you guilty of not doing enough before and after the sale in your business? And sales prevention is not just about preventing the sale before, but it's also preventing future sales from happening. And we all know, we talk about this every month, it's easier to make a sale to an existing customer than it is to go out and get a cold customer. So if you're going to be sloppy on the front end when you're acquiring a customer for the first time, good luck with all the choices that people have today. Guys with me? So that concludes this month's edition of the Sales Prevention Department. So I'm back next month, same time, same place, don't miss it, with a brand new victim, all right?